She is such a stupid bitch, I tell you. I mean, yeah, Kelly's a... I don't know what New Hampshire has to settle with this person. I hope she gets primaried. But then again, what will happen? We'll get free staters. All right, we will. We're gonna do Eleanor at 10. So just hold your horses. Come on, baby. Oh, we're actually gonna change the script. We're gonna go to Chris Williamson because this guy's a complete screwball. Yeah, because we were gonna do Chris and then it changed. Because we'll do a poll check next week. Okay, let's just prep this up because it's gonna probably be. Shoot. All right, hold on.
Achieved huge success. Now, as part of his solo launch, different imagery has surfaced in Jungkook's songs. They include a woman telling her man that she will be your fantasy and swallow.
Okay, we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 9:51. Right, we're about 10 seconds. All right, 10. All right, welcome back to the weekly zoo here. We are going to try and get back to normal. Just for those who were tuning in, my grandmother had passed away 2 weeks after the airing of this, the last zoo. We were, let's put it this way. We were doing this show on September 6th, and then under a lot of stress, and then my grandmother was discharged for the second. Was it the second time? Yes, it was the second time. I had to go think here. And she was in the hospital for most of August, and it was very hard on me. A lot of things were happening. It was a very long month, hoping that she would recover quickly, and it didn't happen. It wasn't meant to be. She had passed away just about 3.5 days after getting home and going into hospice care. It was very quickly, a very short passing. We'll talk about this in future episodes of the zoo, but for me it was just been very hard. So that's why I've not done any episodes of the zoo, because I just had, I just wasn't able to do a lot, and unfortunately it was just I couldn't do it. So this show was not appropriate for, not because of the salty language or salty content, but just because we're challenging the status quo in the groupthink. Yes, I'm talking about the right-wingers, mind you. Yes, I'm talking about you. You guys are helping, you're helping us go down. You're helping us go down the way Marjorie Taylor Greene wants. She wants it all white and perfect and have this perfect image, which I don't think is good. Speaking about white people, we were going to talk about Tim Pool. Actually, I stand corrected. We're going to go to Chris Williamson, this English boy, this British boy from Love Island alum. I didn't really know that was a reality show, but I'm not a big reality show watcher. And he was on, he does a podcast. He's a right-winger. He's on with Douglas Murray, who's, I think, the Telegraph, the English, the conservative-leaning paper across the pond. And he's you want to talk about white nationalism. I mean, I get what he's saying, but he's beyond the spirit of the law. He's worried about the replacement rate on white people because white people are superior, healthier, blah 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 blah. All that freaking bullshit. Let's play a few of his cuts because this guy's just a screwball. Chris is, the way that a lot of these boys are jacking off to Chris Williamson, I think he's a journalist. Well, he's going to show his opinions. He's a right winger, so let's just play it. Kahn.
You've spent a lot of time studying history and writing about current events at the moment. How
modern wisdom cinema production, says the
given
title.
The current state of the world, were the things that you foresaw coming?
Had to do everything in
or
4K.
Things that you've been particularly surprised by?
Well, nobody gets to predict with 100% accuracy anything because, among other things, all the time things happen that you could never have seen coming. I could never have seen COVID coming. I just didn't. Whenever anyone sort of boasts about their predictive capabilities, I always think you have to do it with a certain amount of humility because, things happen all the time you couldn't see. You can only see round the bend of the road you're coming to. You can't see round the corner.
All right, let's go to the next cut. Yeah, he's humble bragging here. Let's go to cut. Go to Vicky's. That's his first topic.
You would feel any pleasure, and that would only be if the thing you were predicting
on your 2023 bingo card.
Why are Victoria's Secrets bringing sexy back?
After experimenting with 300-pound mannequins, plus-size models, disabled models, trans models, a male model, and a 38-year-old football player, Victoria's Secrets have made the controversial decision to switch strategy and start using hot women to model their underwear again.
That makes commercial sense, to my mind.
All right, we'll talk about that on Eleanor.
I'm always amazed that advertising executives find it complex, this stuff. All you need to do is stick sexy guys on stuff and stick sexy girls on stuff, and you can sell the merchandise. It's pretty much right itself.
It's pretty simple. It is a book that life is too complicated to think about nuance.
Keeney. It's not as appealing as a bit of sales merchandise. But, live and learn, I suppose.
Live and learn.
Live and learn.
One of my friends owns a very big clothing company, and for a while they
He's got a lot of friends.
Plus-sized models.
Yeah.
Mostly for women. There's not much of a body positivity movement for men.
No, not like a beer gut movement.
I love his deep voice. He thinks he's all that.
He said, we've split tested this into oblivion. Big girls don't sell clothes.
Right.
So when you see that, when you see a company, Ann Summers are making double plus-size dildos or whatever.
Oh my God! The title of this video is "We need to stop listening to these people." Funny, Williamson's listening to these crazies. You're giving them a platform there, you idiot. Here's some more wild shit coming from Williamson.
Guy looks at the far right column of an Excel sheet and goes, potentially unfortunate situation is that women's mental health is in part down to misogynistic songs. When BTS lead singer Jungkook
K-pop
changed to a more misogynistic music, a disturbing trend followed. A psychiatrist's point of view on BTS's Jungkook and the messages of pop music. Early in their teen career, BTS took a deliberate stance to refrain from objectifying or sexualizing women. Despite going against a music industry norm, they achieved huge success. Now, as part of his solo launch, different imagery has surfaced in Jungkook's songs. They include a woman telling her man that she will be your fantasy and swallow your pride to make him never think about cheating. Lyrics that identify...
Why you said swallow your pride in a particularly suggestive way?
I did not at all. I've got worse. I've got more to go here.
Okay.
Lyrics that identify women as those hoes over there, and a male rapper telling his female partner, "I wanked before you came so that I can fuck
All right,
you."
bye, Digital One.
Course,
Thank you for watching
reality,
Digital One,
Jungkook
Copenhagen, Miniland, and New Hampshire.
course.
Till
What
next
even
time.
Does that work,
Bye.
by the way, what you just described?
You've never increased.
I thought the lyric more likely, I did that before you came, and now I just let it get better. I'd kind of like a lie down.
I did that before you
might
came,
have an
and
early
that's why I
night,
texted saying I'm not so fussed
That's
about
right.
you.
Yeah, I don't mind. Let's have a quick dinner now. I'll go to bed.
One of my friends had a rubric for this that was masturbate before you evaluate.
Wow, is this a no-fap guy?
I'm not sure if I liked you or I was just horny. Yeah. But no, girls,
Okay,
mental
sorry.
health.
You were reading out these charming
That's
lyrics.
it. That's
Is that
it. No, those hoes over there, I wanked before you came so that I can fuck you longer.
Wow, this is like
Wow.
bro hour. This guy's such a fucking
Downstream from
sicko.
K-pop is a litany of female mental health problems. That's what I'm saying.
There's a problem here, isn't there?
Where's his
Pop
bang?
culture does have a
Where
massive
is
impact
his
on the way we see
bang?
the world.
May I ask,
I was at a gym recently.
where
where I
is
actually
his
asked
bang?
gym staff to
All right,
turn off
well,
the
we're gonna just stop.
it was
Shut
a
up.
load of-
Yeah, where's his bang? All right, we're gonna get you to the LNR hour. We're just gonna go. We're doing a ratings poll here. We're just gonna sway into the show here. And where am I? Where is my? Where is it? Where's my board here? There we go. We're going to get to Eleanor in a moment. We're just going to run the intro here, our lovely intro that we've done for a number of years. We're going to do some, again, reaction. We're going to do some questions and stuff like that. And normally I would take your questions, but right now our phone system, all across our entire phone system in the building is crashed. So I gotta work on that after the show here. So yeah, let's play the LR intro. There we go. Let's cue it.
In the underground pop world, which is better, bondage or humiliation?
Humiliation.
Oh,
Personally, I prefer discipline.
discipline, right on, discipline.
But what side is Steven on? You have to wait. It's the Love and Relationships Hour. This is the reason why I do LNR here is because this is my favorite part of the show, doing something other than politics. On today's show, we're gonna dig deeper with Chris Williamson when he was talking to Douglas Murray, the Mr. B baritone British boy that thinks that all these leftists are just so fucking, messed up. Blah 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 blah. Really? Okay, because I think there's a lot of problems with women. The problem is no one wants to talk about which issue here. But let me, without further ado here, we're going to, hold on, where is, oh, I see, hold on, there, somebody, what? Oh, I see. All right. There was a bug in there. Oh, I love how, even in broadcast, things creep in, right? Because, I just had a stink bug behind me behind me on the studio here, dead for a while. And apparently because we're using a basic graphics package to send to Digital One that matches their graphics package, right? Okay, so what happened was they sent us a graphic with the lower third, but it had the live letters on the top left without the red box. So someone who designed the graphics inadvertently put the light bug without the red box in the lower third. So whenever we want to run the lower third, we get a light bug that they don't want us to have. Oh, you gotta love people that grow. Yeah, the bug and crawl. Because do we output the crawl? No, we don't. We just put the graphics to make it easy for the people on the other end to produce the show. Right. Okay. So let's go to cut 155 and go just wind it up a little bit. And this is, again, Mr. Pretty Boy here that likes to, he did a really weird segue, too, by the way. I went in segue at 155, because, of course, these scenes aren't even, hold on. Okay, hold on a moment here. It's too much on the iPad here. Let me, I don't really care for his views. I just think he's a messed up man. But he just asks it in like a very like. I hate doing podcasts. I mean, I do this as a show, live show, because then there's. All right, come on. I thought this would be easy. I don't understand here. Hold on. Let's. Okay, 145. There we go. So he talks about Victoria's Secret.
Why are Victoria's Secrets bringing sexy back?
After experimenting with 300-pound mannequins, plus-size models, disabled models, trans models, a male model, and a 38-year-old football player, Victoria's Secrets have made the controversial
Victoria's Secret
strategy and start using hot women to model their underwear again.
Hot women.
It makes commercial sense, to my mind.
Sheet and goes, what the fuck's this?
Yes.
And they go, you don't understand. It's this really cool new movement. It's very progressive. And he goes, I don't care.
Right.
I want more money than we had last year, and this is less money than we had last year.
Yeah. Yeah, they, well, I mean, I suppose it all starts off from a good place, like some or many things. But look, if you might agree that, it's not a good thing to sell anorexic-looking models to young.
Exactly. Bingo.
Yeah, okay, let's all agree on that. But you can stop somewhere before morbidly obese. That's where the whole thing goes wrong with the body positivity thing. Plus, there's a place where body positivity shouldn't occur. It should be.
Well, what is morbid obesity?
If somebody is so morbidly obese that they're at a significant risk of heart failure, you shouldn't celebrate them. You should say, "Hang on a minute, steady on the donuts." But they don't say that. They just do. They run all the way. I wish that you could just have sort of healthy-looking women on the ads and just draw the line there. But as ever, they sort of don't know where the line is until, as you say, something wrenches them back. And I think wrenches them back is normally, as you say, the bottom line.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this sort of performative empathy point for a while. Got this idea, I need to meme it better, but I think something like short-term empathy or the shallow pond of empathy. I've been thinking about what is most popular in culture at the moment is something that optimizes for its immediacy to signal that you are a good guy or good girl.
Right.
Even if that's at the expense of the ultimate outcome for the person. So let's say you're able to do something, giving the child ice cream. It may be what it wants right now. It may be bad for it. But ice cream promoter for the young children.
Wow.
You will be seen.
If you want to talk about pronouns, God, you could tell that Chris was comfortable with this guy, and he goes on trigonometry, which I'm not going to play that clip because he talks about comfortability, and he's a fucking hypocrite. That's what we do on the show. We just try to call it hypocrisy in amusing, like a morning show way, with a more intelligence than your standard morning zoo host. Because have you listened to Neil and Marga? Neil's such a male ditz head. Marga became a ditz over time. Yeah, I'm talking about the 99.5.7 station. 9.5. Hello, I was trying to. No, forget what I did. 95 and 7/10. Whatever. Forgive me. It's the early morning for me to start. All right, let's go to Sadia. This girl, I don't know much about her. She came on my Sadia Kahn. That makes sense, right? Yes, Sadia Kahn. Come on. She's a relationships expert, psychologist, from London. So again, it's all these tight. I mean, you think London's very progressive. No, there's a lot of conservative chicks here. I'm not her biggest fan because, like I said, she's got a conservative worldview, and part of this is, I'm not saying I'm a progressive or anything like that, but it's just the lack of. It's more about, like, for me, I used to be a guy that liked homogenous monoculture in some ways, but on the other hand, there is certain parts where there is a case for some fractured culture, just too much of it, let me put it that way. So let me, and the problem is, Let's play some clips of her. I'm not endorsing her. I'm certainly not endorsing people like Elizabeth Plank. Not that girl. She's so messed up. I'm gonna be playing these cuts here. I'm not going to but I don't like all this masculinity
Hot girls
stuff.
are more crazy.
Always. Do you think hot girls are more crazy?
Oh, speaking of them, Chris Williamson.
I've been around quite a few hot girls, but some of them can be very balanced. But give me your treatise on hot girls being crazy.
Here's what it is with very attractive women. They don't get an insight into the average man and how average men behave. They get an insight into men that are incredibly intimidated by their beauty or incredibly lustful after their beauty. So they see men either kind of ignore them, so the quiet good guys either just kind of intimidated by them, but the loud, gregarious, kind of adulterous men are after them. So they'll see guys that will leave their wives to be with you. They'll see guys that will drop everything to kind of, even if their girlfriend's in the same room, they'll quickly seek you their number. They'll see guys that will risk their jobs, if they're your boss, to be with you. So they see men as these huge risk takers that will do anything to have sex with you. So what ends up happening is she loses her naivety about a man. She no longer thinks men are faithful. She's seen so many men break up whatever they have just to be with you and just to access you. She's seen so many men who break their back just to touch you. So what happens is when her husband now says to her, there's a new colleague at work, her brain is like, well, every colleague at my work has always hit on me. Are you hitting on this girl? Or if her husband says, I'm just going to the gym, she's like, well, whenever I go to the gym, somebody hits on me. What are you doing? So they end up being suspicious because they are privy to men at their worst when they're sexually attracted to a woman. They don't have that naivety that a more plain woman would have, where she could walk past a guy in a bikini and he doesn't harass her. She knows if she walks past a guy in a bikini, it drops everything. So she sees men as more dangerous than they are, and therefore she thinks her partner is more sexual than he might be, and as a result she tends to be more intense and crazy and less naive, but not necessarily more accusatory, I would say.
Yeah, because she uses her experience about the world to predict what everybody else's experience is about the world.
And in her defense, beautiful women are also, it takes a certain level of confidence and a certain level of no fear of rejection to access a beautiful girl. So her pool of men tend to be the men that are more likely to be unfaithful.
Wow, that's interesting. So very attractive women are a selection effect for the kinds of experiences that they have in life, the kinds of interactions that they have with other women and other men. So presumably they'll often see other women as threats.
Well, they've experienced other women seeing them as threats, and they've seen the competitive nature of women, and they've seen women, because here's the thing with beautiful women. If you walk into a room with a really beautiful woman, all the other beautiful women will now start looking at you thinking, well, there must be something about, I'm sure they look at you anyway, but they would pay more attention because there must be something about Chris because she's unbelievable. So what ends up happening is beautiful women start to see how disrespectful other women can be. They're looking at your man, they're competing with you, because to get a beautiful woman's man makes the other woman feel more attractive. If you walk in with an absolutely 12 out of 10 and then you give me attention, I now think I'm prettier than her. So therefore I want your attention more than the guy that's with the girl that's not that attractive. So we see this competitive nature of women. We see that we can put women can put men on the mat, and they see that men are very soft and they give in to beauty quite quickly and easily. So they lead to a trust issue that is harder to kind of overcome.
So interesting.
Yeah, the psychology of an attractive woman is one that is very different to a psychology of a less attractive woman. They're two different species.
The captioning,
So
this is why I hate AI. I'm not playing the video for a number of reasons, but the technically, to be exact, but can you really edit your monitor the AI for, it's like, don't let all this technology do the job. It's all about quantity over quality. Just saying. Continue.
Women seeing other women primarily as enemies. They're often going to be frosty to them.
Yeah.
They're also kind of hyper aware of the power that they can bestow on the partner that they're with, which probably makes them a little bit tentative about giving that man that power, because if they pre-select that particular type of man,
you're putting him on the map.
Yep. And then you also said that these women, being super attractive, selects for a very specific type of guy that is sufficiently confident to go up and speak to you, or men will make ridiculous and wild U-turns in their life in an attempt to get to you, which also gives you a pretty unrepresentative experience of what most men are like.
Yeah, and then when the looks start to fade, it's a harder transition for them. When the looks start to fade from a woman who is quite plain, she sees it as life. When the looks start to fade with an attractive woman, she sees it as disastrous, because a lot of the power has gone. So they might, not always, but they might respond to it with a lot more insecurity, especially after children. But if she has good values, she recognizes that the looks are replaced with family connection. But if she doesn't have good values and her identity is built on her appearance, you'll see that she'll go through more and more extents to kind of prove her attractiveness, and that might lead to promiscuity. So her identity can't be designed and around her looks. It will make her very fragile.
It's rough.
Yeah,
being an attractive woman must be hard. Genuinely, it must be very difficult.
Yeah, because Sadia's kind of hot.
Go through the world, because with men, typically, their value to the world doesn't wax and wane in quite the same way.
No.
It starts off low. Even super attractive guys will remain being attractive for a very long time.
Forever.
And you just have this sort of slow and steady increase, presumably, and then it'll dip out, and then it'll start to even off towards.
And when it dips, you don't care if it dips. By that time, you're so settled in life, you don't care. But for women, it can dip a lot earlier. And there's a lot of talk about pretty privilege and pretty privilege this and pretty privilege that. But there's lots of
pretty privilege, says the caption.
People look for your flaws a lot more. What happens when you're not attractive is people can accept what you're saying and doing, and they don't really delve into it. But when you're attractive, there's an element of other women or even men saying, well, I bet she's dumb. Well, I bet she's a hoe. Or I bet they're looking for the negative so much more. And then all they'll say, I bet she's really arrogant and very vain. So you almost have to work against people's negative assumptions of your character. As much as they make positive assumptions of your appearance, they make lots of negative assumptions about your character. So you're in a bit of a battle, and then it's not as easy as it might look to other people.
I was a model for a decade and a half in the UK, and I saw a lot of the girls almost counter signal. They would turn up in the most slouchy clothes that they could. They would purposefully wear their hair up. They would purposefully wear glasses. They wouldn't wear revealing clothes. They would try and act in ways that were more bookish sometimes as well. And this could just be their personality. It could have been the girls that I was around. But I also think there might be something going on here that they're trying to counter signal. I am more than just what I'm currently being paid for as a part of my career. I'm more than just a pretty face. I'm more than just a lingerie
This is
model.
very
I'm more than just
common
someone
in
that's
New
supposed to
Hampshire.
smile
A
and
lot of
giggle.
women just think that, don't breathe them, particularly younger women. Right, zip it, Sadia. I think we got enough of Sadia, her point here. But yeah, the girls front here in New Hampshire, like I'm talking like over 18, under 34. They just don't breathe on me. I'm trying to get my career. I'm trying to get this done. I'm trying to outdo the men. I gotta cut their pee-pees with my stilettos. Blah 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 blah. And this is what we get in return. I know. It sucks to be a guy in New Hampshire. And again, our media won't do anything. They just put women on a pedestal because that's the New Hampshire way here. Gotta love them. Gotta love them ladies. All right, coming up next, we're going to do Pearl Is Not Our Girl. Pearl apparently, this is Pearl Davis. We talked about this in another episode here. We're going to actually kind of pull that one up in a moment. We're going to take a couple-minute break here and go to Pearl's Not Our Girl segment here. We should start sponsoring this. We can make a crap load of money here. This is the Weekly Zoo's Love and Relationships Hour.